Hey peeps, thanks for peeping. Yeah, so where's this guy been? Well, April 19th, 2023 was my last video. Shortly thereafter, I had a computer crash and I lost all the data for the series I was working on. Ironically, I had a backup and the backup was dead. So it was like, to me, the universe was saying, are you wasting your time doing this? And there was a lack of views, so part of me was like, yeah, maybe I am wasting my time doing this. So I didn't come back to it. And worst thing was I was dealing with a lot of depression. I still am. And it's depression is such a weird thing because the thing that will help you defeat it is to do something you enjoy and is fun, but you don't feel like doing it. So it's this terrible loop that you can't come out of, like a spiral, downward spiral you can't come out of. But eventually if you keep trying, you'll get out of it. And I got upset with losing that data, and it got me all caught up in buying physical media, which is stupid because ironically I did go back and find all the RPGs I'd lost. I mean, they were at drive-through RPG. As long as that exists or itch, I can always go back and download it again. I don't why I wasn't seeing that. And also, I think I didn't come back to videos because I was seeing that most videos pretty much just fuel FOMO. They're just feeding it. It's always the YouTuber saying, "Here, look at this shiny red thing," and we're all guilty of wanting the shiny new thing. We was raised. I mean, I can't attest to everybody, but Gen X, which is what I am, we were raised with that. I mean, that was like, here's the new thing. Here, you want this whole collection. You've got to have all this, and it just continues on. So I realize it's unsustainable. Not money wise, but space wise. I mean, I got all this stuff taking up room, and I'm realizing that we're getting close to time to start thinking about that Swedish death cell, so that some poor sap doesn't have to go through all my stuff and decide what's important and what's not. Because ultimately, most people are just going to throw it away. You love your collection, but you realize it's just temporary. You're the only one who's really just going to enjoy it. So I started thinking about making videos again. Once again, thinking about doing fun things to break out of the cycle. And I thought about, my friend had said something once, and I saw a video right as I was thinking about this from Soul Spelunker and Mage Hammer, where they were talking about they started out doing videos just for themselves to chronicle their solo play, to share with the community, even if hardly anyone was watching, but it would help those people. So I kind of want to get back to doing videos, and I want to do them just for me. There's something to chronicle what I'm doing. I want to use them to show off generators and tools that I make, or game concepts I have. I want to focus on other people's tools and generators and use them. And I want to check out free SRDs and free or inexpensive indie games. It doesn't mean I won't want to talk about some mainstream games, but I use that sparingly because the only real mainstream game is D&D, and I won't be playing that. I've had enough of that and the people who own it now. But I want to push for simpler rule sets. I want to push for mashing things together, taking two things, mixing them up, making a remix out of them. And I also like the concept of making index cards and putting these mechanics and ideas and tools on them and interchange them in each session and come up with different ideas for how the game should go. So yeah, we'll be doing solo games and actual plays of solo games, and I want to start doing, if I can ever figure out how to technically pull it off, because our internet here is terrible. I want to do GM-less games, co-op, no masters. I like that idea. I think that's one of my favorite areas that I want to do more experimentation on. And I think the other thing I want to start doing, other than stop buying physical media, focus on just getting digital. I have 2 more Kickstarters coming, but after that, I think I'm just going to go digital. Like I said, I don't want to take the money out of the mouths of people who make something I love, but I'm going to have to rethink, the space around me, how much is left. Which is ironic. I just saw, it was a 7-part pack, and it looks interesting, but that's a lot of space. That's going to take up a lot of space. In fact, one of the Kickstarters I did back was, it's huge, and I don't know where it's going to go. I have no idea. So I got to stop doing that. It's got to be digital, and just to at least help them. And a lot of people say, "Well, but don't you want something tactile?" But my idea is there. Hey, that's what a notebook's for. That's for me to read through a book and write down all the notes and try to bottom line the rules. To make the rules where I'll use them. The other thing is editing itself. I'm going to try to do on-the-fly editing. I remember watching these people at a wrestling show. They pretty much had all these video cameras and stuff aimed, and they would just switch between it like a switch box, like the old switch boxes used for game consoles. And they would just switch back and forth between them. And I've been goofing around with OBS, and I can see how you can do that, where you can turn stuff on and off and come back and forth between them. I'm going to try to do that. So hopefully we get to this. I find time as the other thing. I work 6 and 7 days, so it's really hard. And right now I have a great niece that stays here with us a lot, and it's hard to pull time away from her to go just do videos. So you try to spend as much time as you can with the younger person while they're young. It's just a short period of time. But I'm going to try. We're going to see what happens. But thank you for watching, and I appreciate you if you did.